And the crackdown on activists and students was quite severe. The system was trying to establish itself. So it was very strict. And especially on students, I mean, even high school students, because I was in high school and the education system was being changed. So this was the beginning of the Iranian cultural revolution. And during that time, no form, I mean, seriously, no form of dissidence would be tolerated. For example, one of my problems was mathematics because I'm not very good in math, and I relied on the teacher to teach me how to do math. And our new teacher was a Revolutionary Guard. She was 19 years old. She wasn't qualified to teach. So basically, I just raised my hand and I said, yes, this is a math class, not a propaganda class. So I mean, whatever you want to say, but can you teach math? And she got pretty upset, and she gave a report on me. But writing from when I was arrested, naturally, I didn't work in the prison, they wouldn't even give us a pen. Like, if they found a piece of paper that you had smuggled from, like, they were interrogating you, because the only place you could write in prison was the interrogation room. So they would ask you questions, they would give you a pen and paper, and they would say, write your answers. And they would beat you if you didn't, or if they didn't like your answers. So for me, in prison, writing became, okay, confess your sins, sort of said. And then in the blocks, in the cell blocks, they wouldn't give you any pen and paper. So I didn't write at all. Like, I mean, I didn't even try. I had friends who did. But when I came out, again, books and writings, I mean, if somebody probably handed me a pen and paper and told me to write anything, I would feel like it was a ticking time bomb and it was going to explode, or a grenade, and this was going to explode in my hands. So I stayed absolutely away from it. I didn't read this. I didn't write. I just lived my life. I mean, I got married. I had kids, that sort of thing. And then when we came to Canada, it was just that I had the need to respond to the trauma that was still living in me. And that is when I went back to writing. Even today, when I write, when it's nonfiction, it is always as a response to a need. So, we have that problem. And then you have the authors abroad. Now, my gift that I'm grateful for is that my English is very good. And I studied English in Iran since I was a child, and I loved it, so I took it seriously. And it is a gift because I can communicate really well in English, sometimes better than I do in Farsi. But most of my writer friends from Iran don't have that luxury. I mean, they come here, their language is Farsi, they want to write, but the audience here is mostly English speaking. So publicity and all that sort of thing. And then the only way you have access to your readers in Iran is online. And that's basically what I have done. I have translated my first book into Farsi, and I did it myself, even though it's not perfect, but I did it, and I put it online on my website. Basically, readers in Iran can click and download. As long as they have access to the internet, they can get the book. But I cannot sell it for any. You basically have to distribute them for free. To me, writing is who I am. I mean, if you want to take away my arm when I am, I would probably be better and happier than if you told me I can not write. Even probably if you took both my arms, because I can still type, now with the voice recognition software. I mean, you don't need your arms to type, right? So I think I would still be happier if I had the possibility to say something and not have my arms or my legs, or I mean, it is a strange thing. It is like being in love. It's like again, it's like if somebody to me, I can't write. It's like somebody took away my soul. If you take that out of my day, you would have this smelly corpse that would be left behind, and I don't like that at all.